Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1.
Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Meet the Movie Press, roundtable movie news and commentary from the industry's premier film journalists.
Hello there, it is Friday, it is Meet the Movie Press. I am Mark Reilly, editor-in-chief of schmoesknow.com. Hi.
And I'm Jeff Sneider, film reporter, The Wrap.
That's what we're doing here today. It's loose, it's Friday, it's casual Friday. We were on assignment last week.
Sure. What an assignment it was.
What an assignment last week. So we missed last week, and guys, sorry about that, but we are here. We are back. We are on the live chat, youtube.com, Popcorn Talk Network. We're on Twitter, at Reilly Around and at the Sneider.
That's right.
So guys, drop in your stuff here. Go on to the live chat. Tell us what you want to talk about. It was kind of a crazy week. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold.
Yeah, you sound like shit.
Man, I've been fighting something awful, but I'm still here for you all because I know that you care. And I appreciate that. It's like one of those days. Just give me some more coffee.
I would have brought you some OJ, buddy. Coffee. You need OJ.
No, I need coffee, man. Yeah, so this was a big week, guys. There was this trailer went viral. It was kind of weird. I don't know why.
Are we talking about The Force Awakens?
The Force Awakens trailer is monopolizing the conversation out there. I did probably 15 podcasts since it's debuted, and we've been talking about it everywhere we go. It kind of, I don't know, Jeff, why don't we start there?
This is good for our people. I see, like, we're on CNN, we're on all the news shows talking about it. They're like, quick, get me a nerd.
Yeah. Seriously, when you're premiering a trailer on Monday Night Football, they're really going for a wide audience, and they got it. I didn't think they really needed to because it's Star Wars, but it got my dad. My dad was like, hey, did you know there's another Star Wars movie coming?
Right, I heard that there were people who were like caught off guard, and they were like, wait, really?
It caught my dad off guard, which is hilarious to me that he was the one that brought me to Return of the Jedi and said, hey, I need one of those speeder bikes. That's what I want for my birthday. And then he sees this new trailer, and he's like, he makes a point to call me and say, you probably don't know this, Mark, but there's a Star Wars movie coming out. I'm like, no, Dad, you probably don't know what I do for a living, obviously. So
we haven't talked in 10 years.
Yeah, really. So, but that was really fun.
No, Variety's Justin Kroll told me he was at like a bar watching the game, and it was crazy to just hear like the entire bar go silent.
Really?
For 2.5 minutes as everyone just stared up watching this thing. It sounds kind of cool.
That's pretty cool. Well, Star Wars is back in a big way, obviously. It's monopolized pretty much the news landscape. I felt like, and I'll ask your opinion on this since we're already on it, when the trailer dropped, not a lot of news came out the rest of the week. It just...
Between that and praying for Lamar Odom, you know, I've been very busy.
Yep. Our best wishes to Lamar.
That's right.
Do not take whatever that beast is back for your what?
That's
marriage?
A terrible thing to say. I was going to say don't do herbal Viagra.
Well, don't do that either.
Just stick to the blue pills, guys.
Yeah, stick to what your doctor prescribes, not what the Bunny Ranch prescribes. Anyways, we're way off topic already.
Yeah, how do we get to anyways?
I don't know. I'm just in one of those moods.
So, let's talk about that Star Wars trailer. What did you think of it?
Come on, I'm wearing the shirt on purpose. I absolutely adored it.
Was it your favorite of the trailers?
It was my favorite of the trailers.
Did it show you enough or not enough?
I think it was perfect. It showed me some new stuff. It made me, kind of speculate. Obviously, I was on Far, Far Away over at Geek Nation. You can check that out with Tiffany Smith and John Rocca. We were talking about it. So I don't even want to go into it again. I feel like it didn't. I don't know anything.
This is such a strange desire to me. Like literally the next day, I must have read 1,000 analysis pieces.
Sure.
Analysis of the trailer. Why do we try to take all these pieces of the puzzle and fit them together before the movie comes out? Like I just don't see the point in that. Is the ideal situation that you correctly analyze all the clues or whatever, and you piece together the plot of the movie, and they're like, wow, now I've done it 2 months before.
I think a lot of people...
What is the point of this?
I don't know. I do it, and I think it's because I'm so damn excited, I can't stop. And then last night I actually went home And told my girlfriend, I go, okay, it's time I stop talking about Star Wars. And she's like, no, you're not done yet.
No, I have a feeling you're not done either.
Right. So
I really liked the trailer. I mean, no more or less than the others. I think they were actually fairly similar. I love the music.
Yeah, the music was great.
And I like that it sort of ends on a softer note.
I
think it was Devin who wrote a really interesting article that the trailer played like a teaser. And, we're still not telling you really what the movie's about.
Yep. Not a lot of people know.
But I dug it. I like the approach to it.
Good. Yeah, because you're not. I mean, you
I'm an outsider in all this.
Yeah.
And I like being an outsider. It feels fresh to me, and I can look at it, with clear eyes.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, and I thought it really surprised me with the first scene with Daisy Ridley just kind of coming into, frame, looking like she's the scavenger. That's what we got. I got that it's her movie. She's our Skywalker, so to speak. I don't know which Skywalker, what line. I'm going on record.
We don't need to assign ownership. It's her movie. It's John Boyega's movie.
Yeah, I think it's both.
It's our movie.
It is. It's our Star Wars, and it's back in a big way. And let's talk about the phenomenon that is the ticket sales.
How about that, gang? And thank you. I saw the link go up from Chris Gore.
Okay.
Formerly of Film Threat. Actually, I don't know if he is still involved with Film Threat, but Chris Gore is like an OG, and he had discovered that tickets went on sale basically an hour or so before they should have.
Yeah.
Maybe even more than that.
It was more.
I saw it. I bought my tickets. I wrote up a story and got it out there, and a lot of people thanked me. For their chance to get tickets.
Yeah, I saw your tweet, and I got a notification from Fandango because I have the app, and I want to say it was almost 2 hours before the trailer even premiered, and I was like, wait a minute, and so automatically I couldn't log in.
That was never going to go smoothly. I love this idea that everything's going to go at the right time.
Yeah, it was going to happen
just
there.
Count on things going wrong, gang.
Right, especially for Star Wars tickets. I couldn't get in. I couldn't get into Fandango. I did see some movie times, and I saw what they were offering, what tickets they were offering, and it was only one theater by me, an AMC, and I was like, no, I want to go to the Cinemark. And I kept trying to get in. Then I saw your link, and I tried there. Error.
I moved so quickly, I didn't even have time to think. I should have gotten tickets for the Chinese. I ended up getting tickets for the 3D IMAX 7 p.m. Thursday up in City Walk at Universal.
Nice.
And hopefully, Disney will be nice enough to invite me to a screening or the premiere, whatever it may be.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I'd like to ideally sell those tickets to some Star Wars fan who got shut out, because I know a lot of people did.
Yeah, they're putting them up on eBay for ridiculous prices, guys.
That's nuts. I saw that story. I was like, wait, am I?
Yeah, and by the way, guys, do not spend your well-earned money on anybody who's offering tickets on eBay. They're going to try to milk this thing. There's going to be more tickets released. You're going to look. We live in this world now. There are probably going to be plenty of seats available, even if you didn't get tickets. That's my opinion. What do you think? Maybe not.
It seems pretty sold out.
They're gonna open more.
More? How many more
screens.
are there?
I have no idea.
This is still mid-December. There's a lot. You can't just throw movies out.
That's true.
Goodbye in the heart of the sea. You're out after a week of release.
Yeah. But just by the way, Revenant, no, we can't have you anymore. Hateful Eight, no, I'm sorry.
Those are the following week. But yeah, and it's kind of interesting. In the trailer, did it say Christmas?
It said this Christmas.
Yeah. It's like a week before, though.
It's a week before.
Well, throwing people off.
It's the season. The season. Welcome.
Christmas is just an all-encompassing December, I guess.
Exactly. So,
but yes, it looked very good, and I think that's if we had our Star Wars fill. Is there anything else to discuss?
I don't think so. I don't know what more you could do. Everybody's kind of talked about it on every single podcast out there. I love the trailer,
but there were no more casting rumors, anything like that I missed this week.
No, the only I say, if we keep it in the realm of Star Wars, that rumor about Christopher McQuarrie.
That he possibly did a rewrite on Rogue One.
Yes,
seems a little late in the game. I don't know.
Right.
If they're still working on the script while they're shooting, or if this was something that he did a while ago,
and it's just now coming out.
Yeah, I couldn't personally confirm it myself. But,
okay. Yeah, I know you said you tried.
They listen, a lot of your favorite screenwriters work on a lot of your favorite movies.
Yeah.
You just don't know it.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
That's
they
very
come
true.
and doctor the script for a week or two, and I know Chris McQuarrie has had some offers to do those kinds of things lately. So.
I know.
Who knows?
I know you could jump on for a week just to do quick polish on maybe a scene or
Right,
a couple
exactly.
weeks. You don't really know, but he probably might not even be credited because it just is like a job for him. Which, if it's true, I would love it. He's obviously he did fantastic.
Did he wrote MI5, right?
Yeah, he wrote it too.
He wrote and
so
directed it. Yeah, I mean, I loved MI5.
Yeah.
McQuarrie obviously writes some great like pulpy dialogue. Usual Suspects. So that would be cool.
it would be really cool.
All right, should we move it outside of space now?
Let's move it outside of space. That's your Star Wars portion, guys.
Let's talk about Die Hard. We probably should have discussed this on last week's show, but we were on hiatus.
We were on hiatus last week. Yeah,
So there's going to be a Die Hard prequel.
that's right. We didn't talk about this at all.
It is a dual track story. It's not entirely a prequel. So there will be a young John McClane in 1979 as like a beat cop in New York City, sort of juxtaposed along a present day story in which Bruce Willis will reprise his role as John McClane.
I just don't know. I just don't know why. I really don't. Why? And Len Wiseman, nothing against the guy. I'm sure he's a wonderful fellow. But why the hell are we? I mean, I went on. Let me just put it this way. I went on to he tweeted out Die Hard Year One logo.
That's right. Yeah.
And I could not find one positive tweet in response. Not one. And it went on for miles, this Twitter chain. I could not find one frickin' positive thing. And these are
hard.
followers that want to follow Len Wiseman.
I actually like the premise. I like that idea. It's something that we really haven't seen a lot of lately.
I just don't like the prequel because they're like, oh, it's going to show how he became Die Hard. It's like, that's what Die Hard is.
See, I don't know that I agree. So Drew McWeeny wrote a really interesting reaction to this, and it was basically about how John McClane was, the in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he was just a regular guy in the first film.
Yep.
And while that is true to an extent,
sure,
the success that John McClane has at Nakatomi Tower, I feel like, he was prepared for that success. Like, that didn't just come out of nowhere. And I think it would be interesting to explore what makes a guy, who can handle that kind of situation.
What?
I do think that. Like, do you think he was just like some normal kind of cop? Like,
obviously he's not normal.
He had to be a badass.
Well, and at the same point, it's a movie. So
once a badass, always a badass.
He is a badass. I get it. He's already there. But see,
I'd like to see the badass years before Nakatomi. It's kind of interesting.
You
don't care?
I don't want to see it.
To me, it's just better than any other. Let's get John McClane a son. Let's get him a daughter to say. Like,
I agree
it's a better
with that.
idea than those.
I agree with that. It's somewhat original. However, I just feel like they are really holding on for dear life, milking this thing, and it's time.
Well, they are.
Let it go. Yeah, I don't need this movie, and plus, I haven't.
You might as well reboot it soon.
Yeah. I mean, sadly, if that's what they're gonna do, if they just want the frickin' title, then fine, reboot it. I won't even see that fucking piece of shit. I don't care.
That's the danger in this, is that if you do this, you can't really reboot it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Unless you stick with the actor that you're casting as young John McClane in this, and then set the movie like in the movies in the 80s going forward.
That's smarter. That's actually a lot smarter idea. I just when Bruce Willis comes out, guys. And that's what made headlines this week, too, is like, he says it's a very good idea.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit. What is he going to do? And I love what Slash Films headline was, Bruce Willis says Die Hard prequel is a good idea.
Yeah.
Gets ready to spend his paycheck on a new house or something.
Yeah, so I'm sure 4 and 5 were great ideas, too, to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I just saw a movie with Bruce Willis in it that comes out this weekend, Rock the Casbah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. He might as well be sleepwalking in this movie. I think he basically is playing John McClane.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because I love Bruce Willis, but I've now heard so many awful things about him on set, like how he is as a person, and then his performance.
He got fired off that Woody Allen
movie, exactly. Yeah. So I just, as far as the Die Hard thing, I just went on record. Obviously, I hate it. I hate it. I just am so sick of it.
I'm down with the movie. Len Wiseman to me is a head-scratching call.
Yeah.
A bizarre call.
Yeah, I know.
He just doesn't work for me as a director. Nice guy.
No, I know. He's
very nice guy. Doesn't work for me as a director. I do not get excited about his movies, and there's just so many sort of younger, more up-and-coming guys who I think would love to take a shot at Die Hard and reinventing that, and I I cannot see how they went back to Len. But
Yeah.
if it was his take, you got to do what you got to do to get your hands on it.
I will say this, and this is something that I like it when good scripts are out there.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend of the show, the Schmoes Know show, that Ken Knapsack and Alicia Malone know, his name is Ben Treblecook.
Sure.
Okay, he wrote
a draft. Yeah.
He wrote his version of Die Hard,
Mm-hmm.
and it's brilliant. It takes place on the anniversary of Nakatomi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they invite John McClane back
Right.
to kind of celebrate. He incorporates the mythology and a lot of the characters into them, all getting to this situation,
Right.
and then the shit goes down. Now I
So
have
it's in Nakatomi again.
I guess so. I believe
Okay.
so. I think it's an interesting premise because it kind of plays on what we all want, which is the nostalgia.
Yeah, and it brings it back. It's cyclical.
Yeah. So, and I'm only speaking from about people that have read it that I trust their judgment, and they said this script is just so great.
Mm-hmm.
It hits all the beats you want to hit. It gives the little wink, nods to the places that you
And
want.
does it end with yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker?
I'm sure it does. So, yeah, I would love to see that more than. And more so because he's obviously a talented writer that can do something like this rather than a rehash prequel that everybody seems to do. But,
Well, I'm willing to give it a shot, but I think it may very well depend on who they get to play young John McClane.
Yeah,
So
but
we'll see.
I think already you kind of said it. Len Wiseman is a head scratcher. I don't know.
Yep.
Probably a nice guy, but I just
He would have been honestly more suited for the other Fox movie that we'll talk about.
Do it.
Gambit.
What's that?
Gambit.
Gambit. Oh, Gambit. Yeah, I know. We seem to be having this movie. It just keeps getting. What is going on? Okay, so
We're already on the record as saying this is a horrible idea.
yes. So was it Deadline that came out and said that Doug Liman is being courted by?
Yes, Doug Liman, and I had heard the name Doug Liman before.
Okay.
I don't. Again, that's another one where it's like he's hit and miss. Obviously,
Okay.
he did Born and he did Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right?
Yeah, he did Born,
Yeah, those
Mr.
were
and,
good.
and Edge of Tomorrow.
He also did yeah, that was good. And,
Yeah.
and then he did Jumper, right?
Yeah, no, a while ago. Yeah.
So I
and
don't
Swingers. He did Swingers.
Of course, no. Doug Liman would be a good get. We'll see if Doug Liman will go for this,
I think it's a good get too.
given that he knows he's like the 20th choice.
Right. Well, then riddle me this. Then Heroic Hollywood and our buddy El Miumbe comes
they
out.
Chime in with two more names.
Two more names: Shane Black and
Cornish.
Joe Cornish. Attack of the Block, Joe Cornish. So those are interesting names. Shane Black, I think, is way off the mark because, look, I love Shane Black movies. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is one of my favorite comedies out there. But he made Iron Man 3 a Shane Black movie. So fine. If you liked
And
it,
you
great.
don't want this to be a Shane Black? Don't you think Gambit's almost better suited?
I think it
be?
absolutely. I think so, but I think I also know it's got to tie into their X-Men universe, and so
Right.
I'm going off of Marvel. He didn't really do it for me.
I see.
So he didn't tie it in. However, I think he's brilliant, but what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
just all
I could go.
wonder.
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't, just because Lyman's the only name I've personally heard, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
If he got it, Shane Black would be kind of interesting. Cornish, I don't know why he would kind of waste his time on something like this.
I agree.
I feel like if you've waited this long since Attack the Block, just
Yeah.
keep waiting.
Well,
You'll find something.
he's just
and
doing,
I think his spy movie is coming along, Section 6,
Oh, right.
the one with Jack O'Connor.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Well, I just think you're right. You kind of mentioned something that's interesting to me. It's like, who's going to take this knowing that all these other directors have been walking away? And behind the scenes,
I mean,
even
people need to work.
Right.
They need a job, and this is a big one, especially if it makes money. It could really do something for someone's career. But yeah, I don't know why a veteran would really take it unless the veteran was in a director's jail of sorts, almost like a Len Wiseman.
Okay, there you go.
After Total Recall, right? Was that his last movie?
Yeah, totally. You're right. The reboot. Yeah. So that's a good call. And just a kind of a segue into this. Have you heard anything about Shane Black's Predator?
No.
Okay.
Nothing.
Is that dead? Is it just gone?
I don't know.
Is
I
it
think
just
it's one of those announcements that,
just kind of?
there's been a lot of Shane Black announcements, I feel like.
Yeah. What's he doing? Working on the Lethal Weapon TV show now or something?
brilliant idea, Mark. That's why we pay you the big bucks around here.
Well, it's out there. I already know Lethal Weapon
Is
TV
that
shows.
Is that going to be a TV show?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that came out a few
interesting.
weeks ago.
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, that's cool.
It's, it's cool, I guess. See how it's done.
Let's stick with Marvel.
Yeah, let's do it.
And chat about the rumor, or I guess it's not a rumor anymore, that the Hulk is going to return for Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, they kind of confirmed that.
I like that idea. You know why? Because the Thor movies don't make nearly as much money as Captain America or Iron Man, right?
Right.
The Thor franchise could really use that kind of a boost. And what better character than the Hulk to give it to him?
I love it. I just love that idea because it makes me also think about there was some little kind of thing happening with Thor and Hulk in the first Avengers where they fought at that one point.
It's
And
a competition.
A little competition, and then that great scene at the end where Hulk just kind of punches Thor out of frame.
Oh, right.
And then, of course, he grabs Loki and, puny god. I love that idea of getting him up there. Now, when this came out, it was Joe Blow's exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Where they dropped
Love
that
the
first.
Joe Blow guys.
Yeah. So they dropped that first, and then it's kind of confirmed later with a lot of the trades. I have a Marvel source, and, we don't talk that much, but I immediately emailed going like, is this true? I just wanted to know more as a geek. And then after the trades kind of confirmed it and everything, he came back and said, yeah, it's true. And he's like, I don't know much, but I hear, and this is just pure speculation, because he even said, he's like, this is just the rumblings around the water coolers, is that Hulk goes to Thor, or Bruce Banner goes to Thor going, look, at the end of Age of Ultron, he flew off. He's like, look, I'm so dangerous. Can you put me somewhere that I'm not going to kill people? And that's how it starts. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
It's remorse on the Hulk's part.
It makes a lot of sense to me, to kind of have it at that angle, but it doesn't change the fact that I can't freaking wait. I love that idea.
I didn't see Thor 2, I'll be honest, so.
It's okay.
This movie better be real good for me to come see it.
Well, I like it because now people are speculating. It kind of opens up the what am I trying to say? Cosmic universe.
Yeah.
Which then has that great line of comics, Planet Hulk. We don't know if that's happening or not. Feige, it was like Latina Review that broke that years ago. It seems like that they were going to do a Planet Hulk. This seems like it's getting closer to that. Remains to be seen. So
I real quickly on Marvel, I did see a really interesting idea get some traction this week. Or not get some traction, but people got behind the idea of Olivia Wilde as Captain Marvel and Reed Moreno directing.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
I think she'd be a really good choice. Reed Moreno as director.
Okay, and I'm not familiar with that name. Olivia Wilde.
She's a veteran cinematographer.
Really? Okay.
She's been around a long time.
Oh, that's very cool.
And very active in the indie space. And so she just directed this movie Meadowland with Olivia Wilde and Luke Wilson. That's her directorial debut.
Okay.
I like Olivia Wilde. I think she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
And I wouldn't be upset with that choice, but and I haven't seen Meadowland yet. I hear Olivia Wilde is wonderful in it, but I don't know about that. There's been a few. I mean, have you seen? Obviously Tron, Olivia Wilde.
Yeah,
and
no, Olivia Wilde is
In
great.
Time.
She's great. I'm not. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of range out of her. I mean, wait, she was in Drinking Buddies.
Yeah, I liked her in Drinking Buddies.
I loved her in Drinking Buddies. That's the best I could think of her in a role.
Because it's like she's better to me when she can sort of play a real character and it's a little bit more intimate and quieter. The bigger budget stuff for me, I don't think she's been nearly as good.
I agree. What was that movie, The Lazarus Effect? Wasn't she in that?
I didn't even see that, and I'm like a huge horror guy.
Yeah, don't bother.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'd heard.
It was just that was an afterthought. I forgot she was in it. So
it's like, again, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I haven't seen anything in a sort of big commercial movie yet that suggests that she's the right fit. I think that she's doing better work in indie movies.
But
either way, it was an interesting idea, and a couple of blogs got behind it. We're getting close.
You want to stay on the theme of superhero women? Because
Sure.
Joe Blow, just breaking news here.
I
some
saw a
breaking
bunch
news.
of Wonder Woman stuff. None of it looked particularly interesting.
Well, Joe Blow just dropped something saying exclusive, spoilery details on Wonder Woman plot, characters, and more.
It's
You
great.
know what, guys?
That's an article I would skip
Yeah,
right now.
you know what, guys? I saw you on the reason I did this was I saw you on the live chat talking about it. If you want to read it, go to joeblow.com. That's their exclusive. I'll check it out later, but I'm not big on spoilers and ruining plot, so that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's some character names about villains and stuff.
That's fine. But
I feel like I'd heard Mayimbe talk about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, and when I see spoilery plot, that's when I start to pull away. Because it's like you're then starting to talk about what happens in the movie. I like to be in the theater for that, so that's just
a
me.
good place to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What else is out
How
there?
about the Power Rangers?
Yeah.
See the A-listers that they're getting for this movie?
you guys out there, do you know there's a Power Rangers movie? Yep, and they're casting people. Yep, and
Real life people like you and me.
I know. I mean, tomorrow Jeff Sneider is going to be cast as the
I may have auditioned for the Teal Ranger.
the Green Ranger. Yeah, I
Right,
don't know.
The Green Ranger. That's a good one.
I haven't even. I haven't been following this at all. I haven't covered it, and that's not to say I'm not interested. It's just that I have very little help in coverage.
I mean, there's a fan base for it.
Sure, I know there
we
is.
definitely get some clicks on it.
Yeah,
But I just listen. Power Rangers is sort of a B-level franchise.
Yeah.
They're casting B-level stars. I get that they want to keep the budget down and like break some new talent and some discoveries. That can go one of two ways. So we'll see.
Okay, yeah. So
But other than Naomi Scott, who's going to be the Pink Ranger, I have not heard of the other two who are going to be the Red Ranger and the Black Ranger. I think that what this movie will end up doing is casting like a big female star as the villain.
Okay,
That's how it'll work.
oh, that's cool.
So she'll be the draw, and the Rangers less so.
Okay, well, I like that. Yeah, Jeremy Ledger, our main man, who always likes to comment on the live chat. Do you guys care about the Power Rangers casting? He kind of saw what we were caring about. I mean, she said the Pink Ranger was in The Martian. What was her name again?
Naomi Scott.
Naomi Scott.
She's an up-and-coming young actress. She was the finalist for Tomorrowland with Britt Robertson.
Oh, okay.
And
was she in The Martian?
I forget what the role actually was.
I think she was. Wasn't she the NASA that saw like him moving around? She was in the control center.
She could have been. I don't know.
I think that was her.
That may have been Mackenzie Davis.
Oh, see, I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I just can't get excited for Power Rangers. It was never my thing. I don't get the mythology. I don't,
Me too.
Whatever.
Never got into it. So I know, guys. I see you talking about it. Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about it, and someone says no one effing cares.
No one effing cares.
Yeah, look, there actually, I'll disagree with that. There are a lot of people that care. I know.
Yeah,
that
it's like fucking surprising how many people care.
I was pretty surprised. I mean, look, even on this show, we get asked a lot to talk about things. Obviously, the Marvels and the Star Wars and the DC we talk about, but I can't tell you how many times somebody says talk about Power Rangers and or frickin' Tomb Raider. So
Mark,
go figure.
You have such well manicured nails. I've just
no.
noticed.
I need to frickin' cut them. Is what
They're
needs to happen.
beautiful. I don't have
thank you.
nails.
Yeah,
Give me a back scratch after. Anyways, let's talk about other casting that's a little bit more exciting than Power Rangers. This kind of I thought was pretty cool this week.
Okay, what was it?
Jon Hamm.
Jon
to
Hamm.
play one of the villains in Baby Driver. He's going to be one of the bank robbers.
Yeah.
Who gets mixed up with it's Taron. Who's the lead? Taron Egerton? No, it's Ansel Elgort.
Yes, thank
Ansel
you.
Elgort. I'm confusing all my pretty young guys.
Yeah. This is great. Hamm doing a villain, because you could argue I thought he was the villain in The Town. Like he was so. I mean,
because we're rooting for the bank robbers.
Because we're rooting for the
movie?
bank robbers. But he was just kind of a prick, He just kind of had that edgy.
And he was good. And it's like I really like Jon Hamm. I want to see more work from him on the big screen. I think this pairing with Edgar Wright could be really exciting.
I'm so excited. I'm so glad Edgar Wright just continues to do what he wants to do.
And he's got Jamie Foxx too. Yep. Like this is shaping up to be a fucking cool movie.
Me too. Yeah, it looks great, and I can't wait. Yeah, Edgar Wright could pretty much do no wrong in my eyes because he's never led me astray.
It's like I think I have a good idea of what Baby Driver is about and sort of going to be like. Mm-hmm. And a logline doesn't really do it justice.
Yeah, I don't even. I mean, I haven't really paid attention much to the logline.
But it's like I'm pretty sure that like the protagonist sort of has like a hearing problem.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he's got like ringing in his ears, and so he's constantly listening to like this music.
Oh.
So I think it's going to be a real music-driven affair, and Edgar Wright has pretty good taste.
Yeah, well,
So that should be a fun soundtrack.
and
So
he wrote
Baby
it.
Driver.
He wrote it, or
I think he wrote and directed it.
yeah. Let me. I'm just kind of looking it up. Yeah. Lily James, John Hamm. After being coerced into working for a crime boss, get out of their ads. A young getaway driver finds himself taking part in a doomed heist. Yeah. Well, that's not a lot.
I just like movies about getaway drivers. They're so interesting to me.
I know, because they're the unsung heroes of the of the bank robbery.
They don't get their due.
That's horrible. Do not. That wasn't praise.
So we got to talk about some bad movies.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about some bad movies.
All right. Now, the first one, I can't say is bad because I really haven't seen it. But by all accounts, it's a travesty.
Okay.
That would be Pan.
Oh yeah. No.
Tough name.
Yeah, I haven't. It was panned.
Apparently, and
It bombed horribly.
Yeah, it's gonna. Warner Brothers may lose $150 million on the movie. I never really care about things like that because it's like, well, it's not my money, it sucks for Warner Brothers. But,
Sure. Well, they haven't had a very good year.
I don't really care, how much money a movie loses. I just care if it's good or not. Mm-hmm. And yeah, by all accounts, Pan was pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, it didn't do well. It didn't. It's going to lose money, and I didn't see it either.
It's not going to start a franchise.
I think that's.
I don't know what
it
is about that people can't really crack Peter Pan.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I think, look, I can't really, critique it too much, but I'm looking at the trailer, and I'm just like, what is that? It just didn't look very interesting to me. It looked pretty, I don't know, maybe it's because.
It looked garish to me.
Yeah, and I've heard just
the songs, the Nirvana song and the Ramones song in there. I don't even want to know how those fit or don't.
I think the reason it's not working is they're trying to do something different when it's just like, you know what, just kind of tell the story as it's supposed to be told.
It just seems like Joe Wright was probably the wrong fit for that.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, even the casting, that didn't work out for anybody. So that was Pan. That kind of came and went already. And Crimson Peak, not doing much better.
No, it's not good reviews. Not good box office.
You didn't see it.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna try to see it. Actually, this weekend. My girlfriend really wants to see it. It looks. I mean, the trailers look great to me. It looks scary. However, I'm hearing it's actually not scary.
It's not scary at all, which is a big problem for something that's advertised as a horror movie, whether it is or not.
Yeah.
And I know that he went to great lengths to sort of correct that idea in the week leading up to release.
Yeah.
Focusing on it's like a gothic romance. Dude, that's not what people are coming to see.
Right. No, they want to see ghosts and they want to see scares.
This movie is not good.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer the geek press can make excuses for Guillermo del Toro, whose movies are pretty consistently underwhelming. Obviously, Pan's Labyrinth is an exception.
Yep.
I like the Spanish language films, Devil's Backbone, whatever. Kronos, is that the other one?
Right. Kronos, yeah.
Yeah, the English language stuff has left much to be desired, and I cannot believe that studios keep indulging, this filmmaker to the extent that they do. Not that this was a super expensive movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it seemed on paper like, oh yeah, let's give him like what he's good at, which is this like smaller kind of what am I looking for, like visually
it's like a chamber
scary
piece with
and okay, I wanted to kind of stop there and ask you guys in YouTube on Popcorn Talk Network, we're in a live chat for Meet the Movie Press. If you want to drop in some of your thoughts on Guillermo del Toro, because it's starting to confuse me. Jeff, you kind of touched on it.
I had people in the industry reach out to me and be like, can you believe how this guy gets a pass?
Yeah.
Because he's great with press.
Yeah.
I've met him. He's very charming.
I've met him too. He's very nice. I got to interview him or be a part of an interview at Cinema.
The movies just aren't there. And I don't even see how... And, some of my favorite critics who I love to read who have been on the show, they went to bat for him and the movie. Mm-hmm. You could hear them qualifying it, though, in their reviews.
Yeah.
God, it was a real disappointment, Crimson Peak.
Yeah, and guys, I'm seeing you on there. I know. Yes, Hellboy 1 and 2 I enjoyed a lot, but Hellboy just wasn't for me. I wouldn't say that I'm one of those people that really wants part 3. I thought they were okay.
The Hellboy movies are not good and not bad. They're in between. They're 2.5 star movies.
Yeah, and even I know a lot of people go to bat for Blade 2. Again, for me...
Same deal.
Same deal. Yeah, I was just like, yeah. It was kind of before the superhero craze, which you could argue that's not really a superhero movie, but it is based on a Marvel comic book. He's not doing it. Pacific Rim was underwhelming. At the end of the day,
I'm not surprised that the sequel got pushed indefinitely.
Yeah, and I think I would love to see him, you know what? I'm going to go do what I want to do.
I wish someone would let him make At the Mountains of Madness. Is that it?
Yeah. No, that's a...
It just seems like song. I'd give him like one more shot. I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really interested in this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's Nathan Kaiser. You're in there.
Who is this movie for, Crimson Peak?
I don't know.
Gothic romance?
I don't know. It's funny how he kept wanting to make Justice League dark, and they said no, and they gave it to somebody else. Says Nathan Kaiser on the live chat. I don't know what's going on with Justice League Dark. I don't know if it was given to somebody else.
I would be very circumspect about giving him a ton of money.
Especially now, if we're just looking at Justice League Dark, and Guillermo del Toro, again, that looks good on paper, but we're looking at his movies constantly being underwhelming. And
I saw one box office report that was like, the movie hasn't opened in Mexico yet, and he has a very, very strong fan base in Mexico. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, all of Mexico has to go see the movie for it to do well. All of Mexico.
And that's another Legendary movie, and Legendary has had a rough year.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were involved with Compton and Jurassic World. I don't know, whether that's sort of in name only or not.
Sure.
But like that movie and Crimson and Black Hat was theirs as well.
Oh, God.
Black Hat is another one where it's just like, how does a movie like this get made?
Right. Well, that's maybe why Legendary went, hey, you want to make Kong and put him in Godzilla? Hey, let's do this.
Right.
Hey, let's do this. Which is interesting. But yeah, sadly, I wish Mountains of Madness, thank you, film nerd Jamie.
Could be cool.
Yeah, that seems like more up his alley, but that's a big budget. That's the reason why it hasn't been greenlit. Even when he had all that good, when he had actually some legitimacy behind box office numbers,
I would only give him. That's what I'm saying. I would only give him big money if it was for that movie because he seems to have a very clear vision.
There you go.
It sounds interesting, and it sounds like someone like Tom Cruise would be interested in doing it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you need that R rating, and that makes it even more financially prohibitive for a studio.
Yeah. You guys are going, this is great. I'm getting a lot of information here on the live chat. Not a lot of people are coming to his defense anymore. So, and this
it's just like, if, filmmakers get a certain amount of goodwill with the public. And, some of listen, don't get me wrong, a lot of people liked Crimson Peak. A lot of people were satisfied and walked away happy.
Yeah.
But you only have so much goodwill. It only goes so far.
Justin Bass, you say, don't you think he's one of the most visual directors of all time? Yeah, he is.
He's gifted, absolutely.
He's very visual.
But when you leave a movie talking about its production design, I don't know if that's a good thing.
That's exactly what everybody's talking about, guys. And Justin, thank you for that.
It's gorgeous, but
it looks great.
The story is inane. I mean, I don't know how a studio doesn't sort of step in and be like, this movie makes no sense. You need to go back and connect some dots here.
It's kind of like,
I'm telling you, it makes no sense.
It's kind of like almost relying on CGI to tell a story, which
I
is not. I mean, there's
versions
versions
of that.
there
was.
A lot
of the stuff was done practically.
Well, I think about George Lucas relying on all the CGI to tell the prequels, and the stories were empty.
Oh, I see.
So he's just like, hey, look at the pretty pictures. He's worried about that more than he's worried about characters and scripts.
I always care about the story more than the visuals.
Thank you. Oscar Herrera, I'm just going to say this. I'm Mexican and I won't see Crimson Peak. Thank you, Oscar, for that.
That'll be a t-shirt by the end of the day.
Yeah. All right. What else is out there?
Let's talk about...
Yeah.
How about Jennifer Lawrence?
What else? Yeah. We missed this last week.
A lot of stuff happening on the Jennifer Lawrence front.
We missed this last week. She put out what would you call that?
It was a personal essay on in Lena Dunham's new magazine or website. I don't know what the hell it is. Lenny.
Okay. Girl power. It's
she wrote about how she's angry basically she doesn't get paid as much as her male co-stars, and she absolutely has a point. And she it was sort of unclear if she was sort of writing from just on her personal experience or like sort of writing on behalf of all actresses, that kind of
I think she was
thing.
meaning to do it on behalf of all actresses. For me, it came out because I know on Passengers, she is dwarfing Chris Pratt's take. Like, she's
Sure.
getting almost double of what he's getting. So, that to me is not... And Chris Pratt, look, Jurassic World and Guardians of the Galaxy. So
yeah, but it's like this. People don't understand. It was. I obviously got into a lot of Twitter beefs.
I saw
over
that.
This.
That was pretty amazing.
People
dude.
don't understand how things fucking work in this town. All right. You know what Passengers is? It's a romance.
Yes. Okay.
You know who shows up to romance movies?
Girls.
Women.
Yeah.
That's why Jennifer
And me.
Lawrence is getting paid more, because Jennifer Lawrence's audience is the one that is going to drive ticket sales on this.
That's a good point.
They need her in this movie more than the movie needs Chris Pratt.
Interesting. That's
Okay, on a movie like American Hustle, which is kind of like a sort of
ensemble.
no,
somewhat.
No,
No?
it is it's a man movie. Yes, a lot of women saw it, a lot of women loved it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that's a movie for guys.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is why the men got paid more.
Okay.
Because they need Jeremy Renner and Bradley Cooper to bring their audiences.
Okay.
More than they do the Jennifer Lawrence audience to show up.
That's interesting.
So the figures that everyone was so gleefully citing,
Okay.
came out of the stolen Sony emails.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Now,
bring it around.
It said 9, for like David O. Russell, 9. Bradley Cooper, Christian Bale, Jeremy Renner, 9. Amy Adams, Jennifer Lawrence, 7.
Okay.
That is not what they got paid. That 7 is not a figure. 9 is not a figure. It's a percentage, okay? And if you add up 4 9s and 2 7s, you get 50.
Okay.
So that's the talent, profit participation pool.
So it's not $7 million. It's
No.
It's, okay. Interesting.
Those are
Listen here,
percentage
folks.
points
Okay.
of the back end.
Got it.
They also got salaries up front. Now, I think it was it Deadline? I think it was either Deadline or Hollywood Reporter that had a story illuminating what everybody got paid.
Okay.
And the guys got paid more than Jennifer Lawrence because she was on set for 2 weeks.
Right.
They worked around like her schedule, shot all of her stuff like in 1 2-week chunk.
Because she wasn't that big of a part.
Yeah, but people. It was
Well,
so
that
funny
shows
how
from
like
the schedule.
Jeremy Renner was supporting, and how can he make more than her? They were both supporting. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
It's how many days did you clock in? Like.
I'm with you, dude.
It blew my mind how many people think that they know about a situation because they read some fucking leaked email from Sony.
Yeah.
You know who made the deals on American Hustle?
Who?
Who do you think did?
The agents.
No, with who? Who'd they negotiate with?
No, the studio.
What studio?
Sony.
No.
Who?
Sony did not make the deals on American Hustle.
That's right.
You know who made the deals on American Hustle?
I don't know.
A woman named Megan Ellison.
Oh,
Anna
yeah.
Perna. That's right.
Anna
financed
Perna, yeah.
that movie.
Okay.
And that's who you're dealing with. So
Interesting.
After all, it's like that's another fucking funny thing. Like, the women are getting paid less, and it's a man's world. You know who is paying them less? The woman, Megan Ellison. So like,
Who's looking after the bottom line?
everybody got paid pretty fucking fairly, I feel like, on American Hustle.
I
And
would
while
say,
Jennifer
yeah.
Lawrence certainly has a point about equal pay and women getting unfairly being paid less, I don't think that was the right movie to use as an example, and it seemed like the only reason we were using that movie is because some financial information leaked.
Right. Look, you make a really good point. First off, we don't know the full story, and you can't cobble one together from these leaked emails.
Right.
The only people that really know how it went down is maybe Megan Ellison and Jennifer Lawrence and all the agents and all the men and all the people behind closed doors that got their paychecks. But it makes a lot of sense what you're saying.
It's like maybe it takes someone like Jennifer Lawrence to get the point across.
Yeah.
Because like every outlet's going to rush to cover it too.
Because it's a hot button
But
topic.
it's like because she's the highest paid actress in Hollywood, does that make her the right person to not complain, but to sort of talk about this and bring it to the light and to the forefront, get people talking, or does it make her the worst person to talk about this?
That's a really good point, because I almost went to she's the wrong person, okay? Because of, I look, she's got 2 of the biggest friends, and one of them being probably arguably one of the biggest franchises of all time. We got the Hunger Games, and she's the lead. And it's interesting. I mean, she's probably making a shit ton of money on that with profit participation.
That's what it says on the check. It just says shit ton.
Yeah, makes this out to
no numbers.
Is that how many T's in shit ton?
But it's not like she's entitled to make that money. Like I get that. But. One of my actor friends on Twitter, and he was a little, intense about it, but he's an intense guy, Jonathan Daniel Brown, who's one of the leads in Project X. He was talking about how, the real thing that the press should be talking about, although it's not nearly as sexy, is how little a working actor gets paid these days. It's like the movie stars get such a big percentage of the pie. A regular working actor, there's not much left for them.
Yeah.
Particularly on indies and stuff like that, so... Obviously, there's a lot of issues, and I'm glad that we're talking about them. What's also interesting to me is that I think a lot of people jump down my throat because I'm a white guy. So are white guys not allowed to talk, even question things about gender and race? It's just like I have this white male privilege sort of shoved in my face every day, whereas I don't think I've ever gotten a job because I was a white guy or white or male.
No.
But then again, maybe I wouldn't perceive it like that.
Maybe, but I mean, I think that's a whole another conversation, and I did see you were kind of getting unfairly, in my opinion, attacked on Twitter.
I had a Variety editor call me a misogynist. It's like you are working with women who I brought in, and got them in jobs and interviews and stuff. Like, that idea is just absurd. And back in the day when I was at Variety, I probably would have been fired for it.
Right.
But she's a woman, so she can say what she wants. I just know I don't have to listen to it.
Yeah, we're walking a very tightrope here with this issue here. For my opinion, is it good that Jennifer Lawrence said something? Yes, there is a problem out there with this. But she's not having that problem. She's not having that problem. She can negotiate, obviously, more for passengers over Chris Pratt. And, but there are other women in this business that there is a problem.
Yeah, it's not just actresses. It's other positions. It's below-the-line stuff. I just, I don't like being told that I can't have an opinion or talk about this stuff because I'm not female or African-American or whatever it may be.
Right.
The other thing that blows my mind is this idea that everything needs to be equal. Things aren't fucking equal. This is life. Not everyone's going to get paid the same amount.
Right.
I don't ask to be paid the same as some of my competitors who I know have been doing this longer.
There you go. Male or female.
It's absolutely absurd. You are worth whatever someone is willing to pay you.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree, and I'm glad that there's a conversation happening. And you were unfairly targeted. You have an opinion.
It happens every day, and it's really... It's just kind of messed up, but that's where we are in the world right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, these conversations are going to open it up even more, and things are changing every day. Every day, this stuff is being talked about, and And
meanwhile, Jennifer Lawrence is going to go, work with Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah.
So once she wraps Passengers, that's the word on the street.
Yep.
Pretty cool pairing. So I don't think she's hurting.
Did you see the sticking with her and David O. Russell? Joy, did you see the trailer for it?
Yeah,
right?
I could still go either way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about it yet. I like David O. Russell.
Jeff Wells ran a test screening report that said it was a mess.
Really? Oh, I didn't read that. Okay.
I can see how his stuff might test messy, David O. Russell. I think he's going to be I've heard rumors that it wasn't going to make its release date, and then Fox was adamant it will.
Okay.
So I think it's still going to come down to the wire. And he'll be tinkering and that kind of stuff right up until the last second.
Well, going back to American Hustle, did you like it?
I loved American Hustle.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Oh, yeah. No, it was number 10 for me on the year, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't. And I might have walked in thinking it was just going to be this brilliant because I loved The Fighter. Mm-hmm. The Fighter is one of those movies that I just... it was brilliant. Mm-hmm. So I was really excited, and American Hustle is my type of movie where, at least from the trailers... mob, blah, 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 this or that, and just didn't hit it for me. So anyways, okay, well, that's our political rant discussion of the day.
Yeah, there were a couple of indies I saw recently that I just wanted to spotlight since
please
they don't get much love. I did an interview with Jay Duplass recently that we're going to have up soon for Manson Family Vacation, which I really liked.
Nice.
That's on demand right now.
I know it is. My God, Leonora Pitts, my friend Leonora Pitts is in it. and we did one of the sites I was working for, iseethefrog.com, covered that, and Leonora is in it, and so go check it out because she said it was like an awesome experience to work.
Well, it's
and that it looks
on
great.
iTunes now, and it'll be on Netflix at the end of the month.
Perfect.
And yeah, it's a fun little indie. The Duplass brothers produced it. Jay stars in it. I also saw Shelter this week.
Oh,
that is Paul Bettany's directorial debut, starring Anthony Mackie and Jennifer Connelly, Paul Bettany's wife.
Yeah.
And it was good, and it was a good first film. They play sort of homeless people. Jennifer Connelly's a drug addict, and
interesting.
It's like a grim watch. It's a tough watch just because they're dealing with some pretty bleak stuff.
Yeah,
but Jennifer Connelly's amazing in it.
Oh, good.
And Mackie's really good too. He hasn't had a role like this in a while where can really act. I mean, obviously he's great in the Marvel stuff. I saw the night before last night. I'm embargoed on it, but
I can't wait to see that.
He's one of my favorite actors. He's super fun, and Shelter kind of gives him a role he can sink his teeth into.
Great.
So I went to this reception at CAA, and Robert Downey Jr. introduced it, and Joss Whedon was there.
Oh, sweet.
Got some FaceTime with Mackie.
Nice.
And then I also got some FaceTime this week with Sarah Silverman.
I saw that,
man.
Yeah,
my brother and I went to an after party for her movie I Smile Back, which, like Shelter and Jennifer Connelly, it's a tough movie.
Yeah.
Sarah's excellent in it.
I hear Oscar worthy.
I think she's worthy of a nomination for sure.
Right. No, just a nomination.
She's terrific in it. The movie's just, it's depressing.
Right.
It's a little depressing.
Yeah.
But these are kind of really interesting indies that are always coming out around this time of year.
Yeah, I need to see these.
Try and check them out and make some time for them. I Smile Back.
Have you seen Room?
Yeah, that's another tough one too.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It's 'tis the season.
Yeah.
I really loved Room.
Okay.
Brie Larson's again terrific. There's a lot of
that's what I want to see.
Solid female performances out there now,
and I want to see all these. So that's great. We need to see more of these movies, these indie movies, guys, because there's a lot of blockbusters out there that, of course, everybody's going to see. But
did you see Bridge of Spies?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I got the RSVP. A day after the screening, I was because nobody told me. I RSVP'd. Nobody told me whether or not I could go, and I'm like sitting around going, guys, and then it didn't happen.
It's really good. That's the opposite of an indie, but it almost plays like an indie because it's very small and intimate.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I do want to see it.
Part.
Yeah, for the most part.
I mean, Tom Hanks is great. He's always great.
And it's Spielberg. It's my boy Spielberg. I need to see this movie. So we're doing a big movie weekend. This weekend. I want to catch a lot of these that I missed press screenings on, so I'm excited. We're kind of wrapping it up. Is there anything else out there that we need to discuss? Have we hit it all?
I was away for a couple days this week, so I'm a little out of the loop. I'm working my way back into it. Hopefully next week we'll have some more exciting stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I'm hoping, Star Wars really monopolized the landscape this week, so that's what look at that.
Getting the music.
That's our wrap-up music.
I am Jeff Sneider. You can follow me on Twitter at @theinsnyder and read my daily musings on therap.com.
And I am Mark Reilly, editor-in-chief schmoesno.com. You can see me at Reilly around. And we will bring you the news next week, and I hope to see you guys then.
Let's try and get a cool guest, like a horror themed
guest.
Oh
yeah, that's right. Next week is Halloween. I'll reach out too.
Let us know who you want to have on the show too, guys.
Yeah, why don't you tweet some horror people out there and we'll try to get them on. So thanks, guys. Subscribe on iTunes, share it with your friends. We will see you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.